The battle for Monte Cassino is one of the fiercest battles of World War II and also the heaviest of the battles of the Western Allies against the Germans on all fronts of World War II. 80 years ago, Polish soldiers captured the ruins of the Monte Cassino monastery. The victory of Polish soldiers from the Second Corps under the command of General Władysław Anders opened the roads to Rome and was the finale of the nearly 6-month Allied campaign. The success of the Italian campaign, launched in mid-1943, depended on capturing Rome. The problem was that the Allies began to occupy the Apennine Peninsula from the south and had a long way to go. The mountainous terrain meant that the march of troops toward Rome was only possible by two routes. One of them led through Monte Cassino. It was very difficult for the Allies to break through the front in Italy. The capture of Monte Cassino was crucial for the Allied army to move further north. The first Allied approach was launched as early as January 17, 1944. This and subsequent approaches by forces from New Zealand, the United States, India, Great Britain, or France came to nothing. On May 11th at 11 p.m., the 2nd Polish Corps, under the command of General Władysław Anders, began the attack with a heavy artillery barrage. All units of the 2nd Corps took part in the fighting. Opposing them were elite German units, the 1st Parachute Division and the 5th Mountain Division. It was a very tough battle, as it was in a very difficult mountainous terrain. It was also hot there in May. This is Italy, and there the army had to be supplied with everything for that first line. The massif over which the Monte Cassino monastery towered lay on the line of a system of German fortifications, bunkers referred to as the Gustav Line. On May 18th at 10:20 a.m., a patrol of the 12th Podolski Lancer Regiment seized the ruins of the Monte Cassino monastery. Soon a white and red banner appeared on its walls. In the afternoon, the St. Mary's trumpet call was played on the hill. It was possible to remind the world that the Polish soldier has been fighting since the beginning of the war, but also that the Polish army is effective. In the battle, 923 Polish soldiers were killed, nearly 3,000 were wounded, 345 were declared missing. There are accounts here that the German paratroopers gave up out of fatigue. They no longer had the strength to fight, so this caused this front to move significantly northward. A few days later, Allied troops broke through the Gustav Line across the entire advance, and on June 4, 1944, American troops entered Rome. In this section, the Germans were in retreat. Polish soldiers hoped that the campaign would take them from Italy to occupied Poland. However, the Allies' plans were different, and on June 6th, they landed in Normandy, off the present-day coast of France. The 2nd Corps included Polish people deported to Siberia by the Soviets at the beginning of the war, released from Soviet gulags, often whole families, women, men, and children. Together with the formed Polish army, headed by General Władysław Anders, they traveled thousands of kilometers through Persia, Africa, the Middle East, all the way to the Apennine Peninsula. The soldiers who took part in the battles for Monte Cassino knew that the borderlands where they came from would not belong to Poland after the war. Most of them also realized that post-war Poland would not be the one of their dreams. It is worth emphasizing the heroism, courage, and very high morale of the Polish soldiers. For the most part, they came from the Polish borderlands, into which, with the beginning of 1944, the Red Army began to enter. They, in many cases, realized that they would lose their home, or might lose their home, and despite this, they gave their lives on foreign soil to fight for Poland. The song The Red Poppies on Monte Cassino tells of the deeds of the Polish soldier.
Czy widzisz ten rząd białych krzyży?
Can you see the row of white crosses? That's where Poles with honor took vows. Walk forward. The farther, the higher. The more at your feet you'll find. This land belongs to Poland, although Poland is far away, for freedom is measured by crosses. That's history's major mistake.